Final alert: Archangel Michael is screaming, you are about to lose God's hand. 10 seconds left. My beloved child, stop for just a moment, not because you should be afraid, but because this moment carries a message your heart may have been waiting to hear. Don't skip. The countdown in the title is not a literal timer deciding your fate, it represents the urgency of this invitation. Something huge is waiting for you, and before these words end, you may understand why you have felt that quiet pull inside you lately, the feeling telling you to slow down, return to God, and stop carrying everything alone. Archangel Michael stands here in this narration as a powerful symbol of courage, protection, and spiritual strength, reminding you that God's hand is not something you earn by being perfect. It is grace you are invited to trust. Stay till the end, because the revelation ahead is not about losing God, it is about discovering what has been distracting your heart from recognizing His presence. There is something you may not have realized about the season you are living through. Sometimes the greatest spiritual turning point does not arrive with a dramatic sign. It arrives quietly, through one sentence that suddenly feels personal, one moment of silence that exposes what your heart has been avoiding, or one unexpected realization that makes you say, I cannot continue like this. Don't skip, because this is where the message becomes deeper. Perhaps you have been chasing answers while God has been asking you to trust. Perhaps you have been asking for a door to open while being invited to release the door that was never meant for you. And perhaps what feels like God's hand moving away is actually your invitation to stop gripping everything so tightly. Archangel Michael's message is simple but powerful: return your attention to God before distractions become your direction. And here is the part you were not expecting. The 10 seconds are not 10 seconds left to save yourself, they are 10 seconds to make a decision about where your attention goes next. 10 seconds to breathe. 10 seconds to release the pressure. 10 seconds to remember that your faith does not have to be perfect before you turn toward God. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you, because this message is about to uncover the one habit that may have been quietly draining your peace, and the moment you recognize it, you will understand why this message found you today. Don't skip. The next words may challenge you, comfort you, and force you to look at your life differently, because sometimes the most powerful spiritual warning is not, God is leaving you. It is, stop running from the one who has been calling you back. What if the thing you thought was pulling you away from God was actually revealing what your heart has been holding onto too tightly? My beloved child, this is where the message becomes personal. Don't skip, because the next realization can change the way you see this entire season of your life. Archangel Michael, as a symbol of courage and spiritual protection, points toward a truth many people overlook: sometimes you do not lose your sense of God's presence because God has abandoned you, you lose awareness of it because noise has become louder than faith. Endless overthinking. Constant comparison. Chasing approval. Replaying yesterday. Worrying about tomorrow. These things can fill the heart until there is barely any room left for stillness. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you, and the most important part of this message has not yet been revealed. Right now, imagine those 10 seconds from the title as 10 seconds of complete surrender. 1. Breathe. 2. Release the pressure. 3. Stop trying to control every outcome. 4. Remember that you are not required to understand everything today. 5. Let your heart become quiet. 6. Release the need for every answer immediately. 7. Turn your attention back toward God. 8. Remember the moments when you were carried through things you thought you could never overcome. 9. Choose faith over endless fear. 10. Take the next step without demanding to see the entire road. Don't skip. This is not about a magical countdown or a threat hanging over your life. It is about a spiritual wake-up call. The next chapter of your life deserves your attention, and you cannot give your best attention to God while allowing every distraction to consume your inner world. And now comes the surprising part. The thing you have been begging God to remove may not disappear instantly, but your relationship with it can change completely. The situation may still be there, yet your heart can become stronger. The unanswered question may remain, yet your peace can return. The door you wanted may remain closed, yet you can discover another direction you could never have imagined. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. And if this message is speaking directly to the place in your heart that has felt tired, distracted, or distant, let this be your turning point, not tomorrow, not someday, but right now. Don't skip the next part, because we are about to uncover the one thing that can quietly steal your attention from God while making you believe you are simply waiting for a sign. There is a hidden battle happening inside your attention, my beloved child, and it may not look dramatic at all. It can look like checking your phone one more time, replaying one conversation, worrying about one unanswered question, or constantly wondering what will happen next. Don't skip, because this is where the message becomes uncomfortable, but deeply important. Archangel Michael represents the courage to recognize what has been controlling your focus and to choose something stronger. You may have been asking God for peace while feeding your mind everything that steals peace from you. You may have been asking for clarity while constantly listening to every voice except the quiet conviction inside your heart. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you, and the next realization may explain why your prayers have sometimes felt so distant. Now imagine standing at a crossroads with two voices calling your attention. One says, "You need to know everything right now." The other whispers, "Trust God with what you cannot see yet." One demands immediate answers. The other teaches patience. One keeps replaying what went wrong. The other asks what you can learn and release. This is why the 10-second message matters. It is not about a literal countdown. It is about the tiny moments when you choose what deserves your attention. Don't skip. In those moments, you can pause before reacting, breathe before assuming, pray before panicking, and choose wisdom before impulse. That may sound small, but small decisions repeated every day can completely reshape the direction of a life. And perhaps that is the breakthrough you have been waiting for. Not an instant change around you, but a transformation within you. But something even more powerful is coming next. There may be one thing you have been holding so tightly that you have mistaken control for faith. You keep asking, "God, please make this happen exactly the way I want," while a deeper prayer is waiting underneath, "God, lead me toward what is truly good for me, even if I cannot understand it yet." Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Archangel Michael's symbolic message here is courage: release what you cannot command, protect what truly matters, and walk forward without demanding certainty about every step. Don't skip, because in the next moment we are going deeper into the one decision that can turn this entire message from something you simply heard into something you actually live. The moment you stop demanding that everything makes sense, something inside you begins to breathe again. My beloved child, this is the part most people miss. You may have been waiting for God to give you a perfect explanation before you trust Him, but faith often begins before the explanation arrives. Don't skip, because something huge is waiting for you. Archangel Michael, as a symbol of spiritual courage, points you toward the strength to keep walking when the entire road is not visible. The title said 10 seconds left, but the deeper message is far more powerful. You are not running out of God's grace. You are being invited to stop wasting your present moment worrying about what has not happened yet. Stay till the end, because the next realization may completely change the way you interpret the silence you have been experiencing. Think about the things you have been carrying recently. One unanswered question. One delayed opportunity. One relationship you cannot control. One dream that has not unfolded. One decision you keep replaying. You may have been treating each uncertainty like proof that something is going wrong. But what if uncertainty is simply uncertainty? What if you do not need to turn every unanswered question into a negative conclusion? Don't skip. This is where courage becomes practical. When your mind says, something is slipping away, pause. When your heart says, I need an answer immediately, pause. When circumstances tempt you to believe that God has forgotten you, pause. Then return to what you actually know. You can pray, you can choose wisdom, you can act with love, and you can take the next right step. That is not weakness. That is spiritual strength. And now comes the revelation you were not expecting. The hand of God you fear losing may not be something you can see with your eyes at all. It may appear through the strength to begin again, the wisdom to walk away from what no longer serves your purpose, the courage to forgive, or the patience to wait without destroying your peace. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. If this message has found you during a confusing season, let these words become a reminder: you do not have to chase signs every second. You do not have to live under constant pressure. You can slow down and listen. Don't skip the next part, because we are about to uncover what happens when you finally release the one fear that has been making you believe God's presence depends on your circumstances. Something is about to become clear, and it may be the exact thing your heart has been struggling to understand. My beloved child, you have been measuring God's presence by what happens around you. When things work, you feel close to Him. When plans collapse, you wonder where He went. When an answer arrives, you feel reassured. When silence remains, you question everything. Don't skip, because something huge is waiting for you. The message of Archangel Michael is not that you must become afraid of losing God's hand, it is that you must stop believing His presence disappears whenever life becomes uncertain. Your circumstances can change in a moment, but your decision to trust can become stronger than those circumstances. Stay till the end, because there is a deeper revelation waiting beneath everything you have heard so far. Look closely at what has been happening inside you. Maybe the situation you wanted changed has not changed yet. Maybe the answer you wanted has not arrived. Maybe someone has not responded. Maybe an opportunity has moved slower than expected. And perhaps every delay has made you whisper, God, where are you? But what if this season is teaching you something more valuable than immediate results? What if you are learning patience without becoming passive, faith without demanding certainty, and courage without needing to control every outcome? Don't skip. The 10-second countdown is becoming a symbol of something far greater, those tiny moments when you choose peace instead of panic, prayer instead of endless speculation, wisdom instead of impulsive decisions. 10 seconds can become a turning point when they interrupt a pattern that has been controlling you for months. And here is the revelation that may stay with you long after this video ends. Perhaps you are not being asked to hold on to God's hand harder, you are being asked to loosen your grip on everything else. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Release the obsession with knowing exactly when something will happen. Release the pressure to make everyone understand you. Release the need to force an outcome simply because you are afraid of losing it. Don't skip. Your next chapter does not require you to know every detail tonight. It requires one courageous step, followed by another. And the next part will reveal the decision that can turn this entire message into a powerful reset for your heart. A different kind of strength is rising inside you now, my beloved child. The strength to stop chasing what cannot be forced and start protecting what truly matters. Don't skip, because something huge is waiting for you. Archangel Michael symbolizes courage in moments when the heart feels uncertain, and this is exactly where your story changes. You may have spent so much energy trying to predict what happens next that you forgot to experience the moment you are living right now. Stay till the end, because the greatest revelation is not about what you might lose. It is about what you can finally stop carrying. God does not need you to solve your entire life tonight. You are allowed to take one faithful step at a time. Now picture the 10 seconds again. This time, do not count them with anxiety. Count them with intention. 1. Breathe before you react. 2. Release the thought that everything must happen immediately. 3. Remember that a delay is not automatically a rejection. 4. Stop turning uncertainty into a negative conclusion. 5. Choose patience without abandoning your purpose. 6. Give your mind permission to become quiet. 7. Remember the values you refuse to compromise. 8. Trust that you can handle the next step when it arrives. 9. Release the outcome you cannot control. 10. Move forward with courage. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you because this tiny practice can become a powerful interruption to the cycle of overthinking. You are not being asked to predict tomorrow. You are being asked to be present today. And now the message reaches a deeper level. There may be a door you have been trying desperately to keep open, even though every attempt has exhausted you. Perhaps you believe losing that door means losing your future. But what if the future God has for you is larger than the single outcome you have been trying to control? Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Archangel Michael's symbolic message is simple. Stand firm in faith, but remain flexible about the path. Protect your peace. Choose integrity. Let wisdom guide your decisions. Don't skip the next part, because we are moving toward the moment when the final alert becomes something completely different, not a message about losing God's hand, but a reminder of what happens when you finally stop looking at your circumstances and start looking toward God again. Something inside you has already shifted, even if you cannot name it yet. My beloved child, the moment you stop treating every delay as a sign that God has left you, your heart begins to recover its balance. Don't skip, because something huge is waiting for you. Archangel Michael represents the courage to stand steady when emotions are loud and circumstances are unclear. You may have entered this message expecting a warning, but perhaps what you needed was a reminder that faith does not grow through constant panic. It grows when you choose to trust even while questions remain. Stay till the end, because we are getting closer to the revelation hidden beneath that 10-second alert. Think about the last time you felt completely uncertain about your future. You probably wanted one clear answer, one unmistakable sign, one moment that would remove every doubt. But imagine if you received everything you wanted instantly. Would your heart actually become peaceful, or would it immediately search for the next thing to worry about? Don't skip. Sometimes the real transformation begins when you stop demanding certainty and begin developing discernment. You learn to ask better questions. Is this decision aligned with my values? Does it produce peace or constant confusion? Am I acting from wisdom or simply reacting to fear? Am I trying to force something because I am afraid of losing it? These questions can protect your future more effectively than any countdown ever could. And now we reach a powerful turning point. The final alert is no longer about 10 seconds running out. It is about 10 seconds becoming available to you again and again throughout your day. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Every time you pause before reacting, you create space for wisdom. Every time you pray before making a rushed decision, you create space for faith. Every time you release an outcome you cannot control, you create space for peace. My beloved child, you do not need to live as though God's hand is disappearing every time life becomes difficult. Don't skip the next part, because we are about to uncover the final piece, the one thing you can surrender today that may finally allow your heart to become quiet enough to recognize the direction you have been asking God to show you. There is a moment when the heart finally becomes tired of running in circles, and my beloved child, you may be standing inside that moment right now. Don't skip, because something huge is waiting for you. You have spent enough time asking whether God is still near, whether you have missed your chance, whether one wrong decision has permanently changed your path. But what if the answer is simpler than your mind has allowed you to believe? What if you can turn toward God again right now? Stay till the end, because this is where the meaning of the final alert begins to transform. Archangel Michael, as a symbol of courage and spiritual strength, reminds you that returning to faith does not require a perfect past. It requires an honest heart willing to take the next step. There is one thing you can surrender today, the demand to know exactly how everything will unfold. Don't skip. You do not need to know who will stay, which door will open, when the opportunity will arrive, or how every unanswered prayer will eventually make sense. You can make wise choices with the information you have today and leave tomorrow where it belongs. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Think about how much energy has been consumed by questions that have no answer yet. What if this goes wrong? What if I lose this? What if nothing changes? Now replace those questions with something stronger. What can I do faithfully today? That single question can move your attention away from endless speculation and toward purposeful action. And here is the revelation: perhaps the thing you were afraid of losing was never God's hand at all. Perhaps it was your sense of control. Once you recognize that, the entire message changes. Don't skip, because something huge is waiting for you. You can release control without releasing hope. You can accept uncertainty without surrendering your purpose. You can wait without becoming passive. And you can trust God without pretending that every circumstance is easy. The 10 seconds were never about a deadline hanging over your life. They were about a tiny window of choice, a moment when you can stop, breathe, pray, and choose your next step with wisdom. Stay till the end, because the final revelation is coming, and it may be the most important thing you hear in this entire message. The final moments of this message are approaching, but my beloved child, this is not where you should become afraid, it is where you should become still. Don't skip, because something huge is waiting for you. You came here because the title sounded urgent, but perhaps the real urgency was never about losing God's hand. It was about losing your peace while constantly wondering whether you had already lost it. Stay till the end, because the truth is far more powerful than the fear suggested by the countdown. Archangel Michael, as a symbol of courage, reminds you that faith is not measured by how loudly you speak or how perfectly you understand everything. Sometimes faith is simply choosing to turn toward God one more time when your heart feels uncertain. Think about those 10 seconds one final time. 10 seconds to stop scrolling through your worries. 10 seconds to put down the mental arguments you keep having with situations that cannot answer you. 10 seconds to stop predicting every possible outcome. 10 seconds to remember that you are here, breathing, learning, growing, and still capable of choosing your next step. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you because this is where the countdown becomes a personal invitation. If there is something you need to release, release it. If there is something you need to correct, correct it. If you owe someone an honest conversation, approach it with wisdom. If you have been neglecting your spiritual life, return without shame. And if you have been demanding immediate answers from God, allow yourself to wait without assuming that silence means abandonment. Now hear this carefully, because it may be the most important revelation of all. You were never meant to spend your life terrified that one missed moment could make God disappear from your story. The deeper message is to recognize when your attention is drifting and deliberately turn it back toward Him. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Your life does not need another frightening countdown. It needs a conscious decision, less panic, more prayer, less control, more trust, less noise, more stillness, less obsession with tomorrow, more faithfulness today. Don't skip the final part, because we are about to close this message with the strongest reminder of all. And it has nothing to do with 10 seconds running out. It has everything to do with realizing that you can turn toward God right now. Now the countdown reaches its final meaning, my beloved child. Not 10 seconds of fear, not 10 seconds before God's hand disappears, but 10 seconds in which you can finally become still and remember what truly matters. Don't skip, because something huge is waiting for you. If you have been distracted, return. If you have been exhausted, breathe. If you have been uncertain, seek wisdom. If you have been distant from God, turn back without believing that your imperfect past has disqualified you from seeking Him. Archangel Michael, as a symbol of courage and spiritual strength, points you toward a faith that does not collapse whenever circumstances become difficult. Stay till the end, because this final message is the heart of everything you have heard. Your next chapter does not require you to understand the entire road. It requires you to choose your next step carefully. Release the need to control every outcome. Release the pressure to know exactly when something will happen. Release the habit of turning every delay into a negative conclusion. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you, not necessarily outside you, but within the way you are about to see your life. The door may open differently than you expected. The answer may arrive differently than you imagined. The opportunity may come through a direction you never considered. And when that happens, you will understand why you were being asked to stop chasing certainty and start developing trust. You were not being given a countdown to panic. You were being given a moment to wake up. So when this video ends, remember the 10 seconds. Whenever anxiety begins filling your thoughts, pause for 10 seconds. Whenever you feel tempted to make a rushed decision, pause. Whenever you believe that everything is slipping away, pause. Turn your attention toward God, ask for wisdom, and take the next right step. Stay till the end, and now you have reached it. Something huge was waiting for you, and perhaps it was this realization: you do not need to live afraid that you are one moment away from losing God's hand. You can choose faith again. You can choose peace again. You can begin again. Let the noise become quiet, let your heart become steady, and walk forward with courage. The countdown is over, but your journey of faith is not. There is still one final layer to this message, my beloved child, because sometimes the most important realization arrives after you think the story is already finished. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you, and this time the message is not asking you to fear what might happen next. It is asking you to notice what has already changed inside you. You entered this video wondering whether you were about to lose God's hand, but perhaps you are leaving with a completely different understanding. Your faith is not a fragile thread that breaks because you had a difficult day, questioned something, or felt spiritually tired. Archangel Michael represents the courage to stand again after uncertainty, to return to what matters, and to keep walking even when the entire path is not visible. Think about the person you were before this message began. Maybe your mind was crowded with unanswered questions. Maybe you were trying to force clarity from a situation that simply needed time. Maybe you were looking for a dramatic sign because ordinary moments of grace no longer felt significant. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The real shift begins when you recognize that God can work through ordinary moments too, a conversation that gives you wisdom, a quiet morning that restores your perspective, an opportunity to begin again, or the strength to make one decision you have been postponing. You do not need to interpret every event as a supernatural signal. Sometimes the most powerful step is simply choosing what is right, compassionate, honest, and wise with the information you have today. And now, my beloved child, remember what the countdown was really trying to awaken inside you. Don't skip. You are not racing against 10 seconds to earn God's attention. You are being reminded that every second of your life has value. The next 10 seconds can become a pause. The next minute can become a prayer. The next hour can become an opportunity to choose peace instead of panic. Something huge is waiting for you, not because a clock is controlling your destiny, but because your next choice can change the direction of your day. Let Archangel Michael symbolize the courage to stand firm, let your faith become quieter and stronger, and let your attention return to God whenever the noise becomes overwhelming. You are still here. You can still choose. And sometimes that is the most powerful beginning of all. The deepest part of this message begins where fear finally becomes quiet, my beloved child. Don't skip, because something huge is waiting for you. You may have entered believing that 10 seconds left meant something was about to be taken away from you, but now you understand the greater invitation: stop measuring your relationship with God by the speed of your circumstances. A delayed answer does not automatically mean rejection. An unexpected change does not automatically mean abandonment. A difficult season does not mean you have been forgotten. Archangel Michael, as a symbol of courage and spiritual strength, reminds you to stand firm without allowing uncertainty to dictate your entire emotional world. Stay till the end, because there is one final truth you need to carry beyond this video. Your faith becomes stronger when you stop demanding that every chapter explain itself immediately. You can acknowledge what hurts without allowing it to define your entire future. You can admit that you do not understand without assuming that nothing good is happening. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you in the way you respond to this moment. If a door closes, ask what wisdom can be gained. If an opportunity changes, ask what your next responsible step should be. If someone disappoints you, protect your heart without becoming bitter. If you make a mistake, learn from it without allowing shame to become your identity. And if you feel distant from God, return simply and honestly. You do not need a perfect speech. You only need a sincere heart willing to turn back toward Him. So here is the final reminder, my beloved child: the countdown was never meant to make you panic about losing God's hand. It was meant to wake you up to the value of the present moment. Stay till the end. And now you have reached the heart of the message. Something huge was waiting for you, the realization that you can begin again right now. 10 seconds can become a pause. A pause can become a prayer. A prayer can become clarity. Clarity can become one wise decision. And one wise decision can change the direction of an entire season. Don't skip the lesson even though the video is ending. Carry it with you. When the noise rises, become still. When uncertainty appears, seek wisdom. When fear tells you everything is slipping away, remember that you do not have to solve your entire future in one moment. Take the next right step, keep your heart anchored in God, and let courage guide you forward. My beloved child, there is one last truth you must carry with you after this message ends: you were never meant to live your life terrified that you are 1 second away from losing God's presence. Don't skip, because something huge is waiting for you in these final words. The title may have sounded urgent, but the real urgency is much more beautiful. Your attention matters. Your choices matter. The way you respond to uncertainty matters. Archangel Michael, as a symbol of courage and spiritual strength, reminds you to stand firm when your emotions become loud and to keep moving with wisdom when the path ahead is unclear. Stay till the end, because this is the moment where everything comes together. Remember the 10 seconds. Not as a threat, but as a practice. 10 seconds to breathe when your thoughts become overwhelming. 10 seconds to pause before making a decision you might regret. 10 seconds to stop replaying yesterday. 10 seconds to stop borrowing tomorrow's problems. 10 seconds to turn your heart back toward God. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you in that simple pause, because peace does not always arrive when circumstances change. Sometimes peace begins when you decide that circumstances will no longer control every thought inside you. You can release what you cannot control without giving up on what you still hope for. You can accept that some answers require time without believing that your entire future is falling apart. And you can keep walking even when you cannot see the final destination. So let this be the final turning point. Stay till the end, because you are here now, and the message has reached its deepest meaning. The countdown is over, but the invitation remains. Choose faith over constant panic, wisdom over impulsive reactions, patience over endless pressure, and purpose over distraction. Don't skip the lesson simply because the video ends. Carry it into your next morning, your next decision, your next conversation, and your next uncertain moment. When you feel lost, pause. When you feel rushed, breathe. When you feel distant from God, turn back. When you do not know what comes next, take the next right step. Archangel Michael's symbolic message is courage. Stand firm, protect your peace, and keep your heart directed toward God. You have not missed your only chance. You are not required to understand everything today. Your next 10 seconds are still yours, and they can become the beginning of a calmer, wiser, stronger chapter.